Good morning, Framingham High School. You've just tuned into a brand new broadcast of Flyer News.
To get our Thursday off on the right foot, we have some news on a brand new movement called Armpit April, and news on consumer-level luxury cars.
To close out the show, we have a wrap of the Salute to Framingham and a brand new movie review. So wake up, Framingham, because we've got a full show today here on Flyer News. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Flyer News. I'm Ben Weiner.
And I'm Alex Hirsch. Today is Thursday, April 7th, a day 5 of periods running BDCGF.
To start off the show today, we have an informative package on the new movement of Armpit April, a month where women are encouraged to not shave their armpits.
With more on the story, we have Colin Daddy now.
Teacher is starting her very own feminism movement this April.
So for April, I've started an initiative called Armpit April, which is kind of this feminist initiative of allowing people to consider beauty in all forms. So basically, I'm asking females to stop shaving their armpits for the month. And if you're a guy and you want to support, you can start shaving your armpits for a month just to kind of see the other perspective of it. It's all about body positivity.
I think it's an important cause because it's a really hard thing to be called gross when your body is just doing something it's going to do naturally.
So I'm really hoping that others in the community will join the initiative for Armpit April. So I'm asking if there are women in our community or if there are men that decide that they want to shave this month, if they could take photographs or little videos of themselves and send it to me. And or hashtag it Armpit April on Instagram or Facebook. At the end, I'll probably make a small documentary about this process and who it helped, if it did, kind of just like our experiences.
This has been Colin Dowdy reporting for Flyer News. Let's take it back to the desk.
This Wednesday, Newtown Middle School teacher Jason M. Adams was caught carrying a concealed firearm. While he did have a permit to this, he was stopped at 9 a.m. by administrators. Adams now faces charges for possessing a weapon on school grounds, which is a Class D felony on Connecticut law. As a result of this, Adams was placed on administrative leave and was slated to appear in court April 20th. Following the arrest, none of the Newton schools were open as a precaution because of Newtown's district housing Sandy Hook Elementary School in its system. Families of the victims of the 2012 incident have spoken out against gun use, violence, and implore the school district to have more laws placed on this, as well as Connecticut as a whole. As a final act, the families are filing a lawsuit against Remington, the makers of the gun used in the 2012 shooting. Flyer News will keep you updated as the story develops.
The topic of encrypting information is one widely debated as to the ease of which it can be done. Some argue that if it makes tracking criminals and violence extremely more taxing, while others, such as Jan Kuhn of WhatsApp, say I'm easy to encrypt information is something that everyone should have access to. The WhatsApp design is to help fulfill this aspiration. It provides a security code that senders and recipients can use to verify a message that come with someone that they know. Meanwhile, Apple's iMessage uses end-to-end encryption, some experts say is less secure. The WhatsApp uses encryption technology from Open Whisper Systems, a San Francisco group that developed the software with private funding and government grants, including State Department programs that encourage encryption as a defense against repressive crimes. In other news, electric luxury car maker Tesla is creating a vehicle for the consumer level. With more on the story, we have Blake Davison.
Tesla stores worldwide have been packed since the announcement of the latest car, the Model 3. The Model 3 was debuted on March 31st and has caused huge crowds to gather in lines just waiting to pre-order the new fully electric car. Many are surprised by the relatively low cost and incentives that come along with owning an electric vehicle. Elon Musk, owner of Tesla, gave a presentation on the Model 3 right before showing off the prototype, and he made some important points in respect to the car.
A lot of people said, well, the Roadster is nice, but it's sort of a toy and it's very expensive, and you couldn't really make a car that people would use every day, or a car that could really compete against the great combustion sedans of the world. The Model 3 will not just be 5-star on average, it will be 5-star in every category. And even the base Model 3 will do 0 to 60 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in less than 6 seconds. And in terms of range, the range will be at least an EPA rating of 215 miles. It will also, all Model 3s will come standard with autopilot hardware. Then on the rear roof area is actually one continuous pane of glass. And the reason that's great is because it gives you amazing headroom and a feeling of openness. The Model 3 also fits 5 adults comfortably. Now comfortably is the important part here. Okay. And then in terms of price, well, of course, it'll be $35,000. So when are deliveries? Well, they're next year. So we're now at the point where we've built out over 3,600 superchargers worldwide. And about the same number of destination chargers. That's present day. By the end of next year, we will double the number of superchargers.
Musk's promises have inspired many people to pre-order the vehicle, and the lower prices along with saving at the pump have made it far more available than ever before. Flyer News will keep you updated with more information on the car's actual release date, but for now, let's take it back to the desk.
The Salute to Framingham is a yearly event when honorees are selected for their dedication to the youth of Framingham.
The awards ceremony recently took place, and Emily Toth has the wrap-up of the entire event, waiting for us now.
Salute to Framingham was held last Thursday, March 31st. People were recognized for their outstanding involvement and commitment to the Framingham community.
The night started off with Allison Rodriguez singing the national anthem.
Several Framingham High School students were recognized for their excellence academically and outside of school. There were 2 honorees. The first was Alicia and David Blaze for opening the Foods Cafe to offer affordable home-cooked meals to end hunger in Framingham. The other honoree is Kathy O'Leary for being the president of the Framingham Education Foundation, which provides grant funding to public school teachers and staff.
Team Framingham were recognized for raising money for the Framingham High School Foundation by running in the Boston Marathon.
It ended with recognizing teachers for their commitment to their schools.
Flyer News thanks all these individuals for their dedication to the community. Now back to the desk.
We're finally hitting the stretch run of today's show.
To close things out, my protege Harrison Lee and I are going to bring you another fantastic episode of Flyer News Movie Reviews.
Looking forward to getting the scoop on what's going on theaters.
Well, then without further delay, let's begin this grand unveiling.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Flyer News Movie Reviews. I'm Harrison Lee.
And I'm Alex Hirsch, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Because the fact remains, there's literally no movies in the theater right now. So instead of talking about a recent development in the theaters, we're going to be talking about a film that came out probably a while ago, and we're going to be taking advantage of the fact it was recently April 1st by talking about one of our favorite comedies. So the comedy I'm going to be discussing is the Edgar Wright film, Shaun of the Dead.
And I'm going to be discussing the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
So without further ado, let's begin this hilarious episode of Flyer News Movie Reviews. So Shaun of the Dead is a comedy, clearly, by Edgar Wright that stars Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Kate Ashfield, and many others. And the film is basically like a horror movie, but made into a comedy. So as you could guess, this is about a guy named Sean, and it's basically supposed to be about what if the world was all of a sudden attacked by a zombie apocalypse. This has been seen before, many times in fact, most notably in Dawn of the Dead, which is what this is kind of a spoof of. What this film does is it does something a little bit different. The film is about this character who just feels like he's in a rut in his life, and he's constantly in a cycle of failure and regret. All the actors in this movie, they play it somewhat seriously while also managing to pull off a ton of humor. It's really not so much the fact that the characters aren't aware of the situation, they're just handling it in one of the most idiotic and stupid ways they could. And it's absolutely incredible to see these characters manage to bounce off each other so well. They have such a good rapport with each other, but there's gotta be something more. You can't just have some idiots from like a Kevin Smith movie in a zombie apocalypse and expect it to be magic instantly, right? Well, that's where this film does something interesting. The reason why I have such an appreciation for this film is because it has such an interesting message of the fact that they're already living this life and now it just so happens that there are zombies involved. The zombies are a great allegory for just being completely devoid of your own life and not being able to get out of a terrible situation. Smart script despite the fact that characters are dumb, and overall the film knows what it is, it revels in what it is, and it has a good time with what it is.
The movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High, originally released in 1982, directed by Amy Heckerling and starring Sean Penn, Jennifer Lee, Phoebe Cates, Judge Reinhold, and many other all-star actors that we all love, such as Nicolas Cage, are all packaged into one big 80s movie that is essentially the Grease of the 80s. The plot of this movie is about how all these different teenagers, ranging from a beach bum to a guy who can't exactly find a job that suits him, are all trying their best to survive high school. They have to overcome many obstacles such as angry history teachers, bad dates, and the entire high school experience. Yet, they still try to have fun living in their high school years. So, why do I like this movie? This thing literally has to say everything about what a teenager goes through in the 80s, and it's a great 80s throwback for any decade. What brings this movie to life really is how all the different characters are all very diverse Americans, and they all come together. Somehow, they all tie into one big story towards the end of the movie. So overall, this movie is a great classic to watch. It's a funny movie, and you'll definitely get a lot of laughs out of it, especially for the time that it was made.
So these might not be the most intellectual films, they might not have the same kind of crowds that you'd expect to your big blockbusters, but they're just really fun movies that I recommend, and I'm sure you recommend too.
Of course I do.
They're fun, they're entertaining, and overall, they're just a good time. And they're gonna brighten up your day, you know, if you're into humor, that is. So, with that being said, I'm Alex Hirsch.
And I'm Harrison Lee.
And everyone, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Now it's time to pledge the flag.
And today we have our good friend Ohad here to lead us.
Stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have no place to go. Have no place to go. Darling, have no place to go. Have no place to go.
Good morning, FHS. Today is Thursday, April 7th, the day 5 of periods running B, D, C, G, F. Seniors, boat cruise tickets will go on sale this Monday. Also, boys varsity baseball has a home game against Natick at 3:45, and girls varsity softball has an away game against Natick at 3:45. That's it for me. More announcements. Good morning.
So, juniors, today and tomorrow are your last days to get cotillion tickets for $65. So again, come to C108 or B205, and only C108 works for before school, but you can go to either after school. And again, make sure that you have your guest forms if you're bringing someone from out of school, and it needs to be approved by Mr. Convery. So make sure you get your tickets this week, or else you'll be paying $70 next week or $75 after vacation. Thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And speaking of tickets, today is the day. Mr. FHS, 7 o'clock. It's going to be lit. We don't have a lot of tickets left, and coming from a spectator's perspective, it's definitely the best year for Mr. FHS yet.
So once again, it doesn't matter who you get your ticket from. You can get it from anyone in the pink shirt, or like Mikey has a blue shirt. It says Mr. FHS on it. And today is the last day to buy tickets, and there's no tickets at the door. So today, 2 p.m., last chance you can get tickets.
It's a really fun show. You're going to enjoy it. It's the best $10 you'll spend. I guarantee it. Just to reiterate what we said yesterday, it supports the dance team. So if you're feeling sentimental, help out the dance team. So buy your tickets today.
Okay.
Also, seniors, boat cruise tickets will be on sale starting next Monday. So those will be $40, and I think we have a promo for that. Boat cruise? Oh, sweet. Totally did. So that's the thing. Boat cruise is happening on Monday. No, it's not. Boat cruise tickets are happening on Monday. Buy your tickets. So that's important. Reiterating, buy your tickets for Mr. FHS. Lots of ticket sales. And we still don't know about B&E. So if you are curious, I will post when we win or if we win. But unless I post or announce it, please refrain from asking just because it's a lot. But yeah, so if we win, I will post it immediately, so you can trust me.
Hi, Isabella.
Hi, Juju.
Hi, guys. So Step Up to Excellence is having a benefit night tonight at Ben & Jerry's in Biloco, 6 to 8. So if you want burritos or ice cream, go out tonight and help support Step Up to Excellence, raise up money for Relay for Life. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Juju. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Could we have the Model Congress promo?
Oh, hey, I can see you there. Come on, let's go for a walk. Oh, come on, you know you want to. I got something to tell you. There's this really cool club I want you to try. It's called Model Congress. It meets on Thursdays in F204.
So what exactly is Model Congress? Well, let me tell you. It's like a political gladiator fight, except no one dies.
Okay, and if a gladiator fight doesn't convince you, we take a 4-day trip to Yale every year where you meet hundreds of new people, explore Yale and New Haven, and have a ton of fun. So join us on Thursday.
F204. It's supposed to be text here.
So we're going to be having our Model Congress meeting today at 2 o'clock. We're not having a debate, but we're going to be covering a bill that's actually going through the Massachusetts House right now. So if you're afraid of debating, but you really like Model Congress and its ideas, come on down. It's a great introduction day.
Perfect. Awesome. Mr. Olson won't be joining us, so it's period B, guys.
And that about wraps it up for today's broadcast.
Make sure to check out the Framingham Education channel at 5 and 8 o'clock on channels 8 Comcast, 15 RCN, and 41 Verizon Fios.
And don't forget to look up our YouTube channel to see all of our broadcasts again. I'm Alex Hirsch.
And I'm Ben Weiner. Take it easy, Framingham.